it's Lisa here from Arcaneandstellar, and I want to welcome you to the channel for this timeless pick a card reading. We're going to be looking at the next 30 days. So what can you expect to happen in your life? What are you going to be experiencing? What's the vibe? What are specific things that might happen over these next 30 days from the time that you watch this video? That's what we're going to be looking at. And so I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for all your kindness and your support. And I pray, to the spirits above that this will be helpful for you. So we have 4 different groups to choose from, and we've got number 1, 2, 3, and 4. I want you to choose one of these images. Maybe you'll want to choose more than one, and that's totally fine too. As long as you're listening to your heart and your intuition, you'll be good to go. So once you've made your selection, I want you to go down to the timestamps. In the description box, there will be, group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, and you'll find the timestamp where your exact message starts. So that's a nice little, handy fact. Some of you probably already know it, most of you do, because you watch pick a cards, but just in case someone's new. And anyway, I would love it if you guys stuck around by subscribing if you haven't already. And, if you do want to get a personal reading with me, all that information is also in the description box, as well as ways to get back, to the channel, get back through donations or whatnot. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started on this reading, and I will see you there. Hello, my friends. So you chose group number 1, that you've chosen this Blossom card. And this is actually from the Earthly Souls and Spirits Oracle. All of my deck descriptions are down below, by the way, like all the links to get them. But this is a deck I've been wanting for a while, and I finally broke down and bought it because I wanted it when it was like an indie deck, and then now it's a mass print. And so it's available on Amazon now. And so I definitely recommend it. It's a beautiful, beautiful deck. I love the imagery. But we have Blossom here. So the card Blossom is associated with the keywords grow, progress, and change. So the next 30 days, you will see growth, okay? We cannot learn if we do not challenge ourselves. Yes, it may feel uncomfortable, difficult, exhausting, or even a bit scary. The outcome will be far better than the option of remaining still and stagnant. You may not succeed at first, and you may make a few mistakes. That is called being human. Growth will be your reward. Move forward towards your goals. You may need to take a few detours along your journey. A flower takes time to blossom from a seedling until it is full bloom. Be patient. It will be worth the wait. Sprinkle yourself with water and get plenty of sunshine. Your life will bloom into its full expression of beauty. And this is a wonderful, I think, card to have over a 30-day period. I do feel like there will be a lot of growth that you'll experience. Most of all, I think we see like that advice not to be stagnant, to take each step that you can little by little, you know what I mean? Because each little step is going to be important. And I feel like here, let's see, we've got Accident and Marionette. We'll talk about that. We've got also the Beetle. We've got the Man, the Rat, and the Bell. So here we go. With Accident here, we have danger, caution, and injury. Now, I will tell you, as I'm recording this, it's Mercury retrograde. And so I feel like for a lot of you with Accident, even if it's not retrograde anymore, when you watch this, just watch out for little things. It doesn't mean that you're going to get, a car accident. Don't worry about that. Because I know some of you might have anxious minds that immediately detour to the most, fatalistic places. I can be like that myself. But with Accident, you might be more prone to slip-ups, Okay, we have the Clover and the Ship. Okay, so that's interesting because the ship can be about travel. Actually what I want to say here, especially with the Marionette, is not to let yourself be dictated by your fears. I feel like there must be at least 1 or 2 of you here in this exact reading who are traveling and you're nervous about it. And I want you not to be. Everything's going to be fine, okay? Everything is going to be fine. This is actually, that is what the main message here is actually, especially now that I've clarified it. I don't think you're getting in any accidents. I feel like you're afraid of it. You're cautious. And with the Marionette here, I feel like sometimes your fears, don't let your fears, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that you always do this or sometimes you do it maybe, but it might be like there's an occurrence over the next 30 days where it's like you let your fears dictate you. And, even myself, I've had, like, it's so funny because I've traveled a lot, especially air travel. And I developed, after my son was born, my second child, I developed a really strong fear of flying, which is weird because I've been flying. I even flew alone at 6 years old, between my parents and stuff. They'd put me on an airplane and, I'd fly to the other state. And, I never felt fearful of airplanes until, I had my son, which was in my late 20s. And, sometimes it would make me fearful to fly somewhere, and even I'll get in tears on the airplane. And I've just learned, like, one of the ways I cope with it is just like, I can't let this control me. I can't let this, essentially what I boil it down to is if I die, I die. Okay? That's how I handle it. Pretty rough. I'm an Aries. But, so there's not much I can do. I can't have control of everything. And with the marionette too, it's like, just try not to let any fears dictate you, because I feel like everything will be fine, to be honest. That's what I get off of this. Especially for those of you going on journeys or travels, even if it's not in the next 30 days, maybe in the next 30 days you're thinking about traveling somewhere. But in general, in life, progress, blossoming, forward movement, don't let yourself be worried about what could happen, what could go wrong. Okay, you spill something, big deal. You'll move on, you'll pick it up, and you'll try again, and you'll do better. So, even metaphorically, beyond literal travel, this can be something that you really need to look at over the next 30 days, because it's okay to mess up. It's okay to learn. And I promise you, each time we do something, it gets easier. I was just talking to my mom today about my Instant Pot and how when I first got it, I was so overwhelmed with the device. I couldn't figure it out. I felt like very nervous, and now I'm like using it like a pro, like all the time. And it's so funny because I really thought it was way too technology for me. And I was just like, I don't know how this works. And you know what I mean? And it's just so funny because that was just, last year. And a year later, I'm like, making everything in it. Well, not everything, but a lot of things. You know what I mean? And it's just like, sometimes the biggest things that seem so like overwhelming and scary, it's like we just learn it. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, there might be mistakes, and I've had a few of those burn notices with my Instant Pot, but don't let that stop you from progress. You know what I mean? That fear of mistakes. So anyway, we also have the beetle here with good fortune. So that's very nice. Actually, I saw the clover there. So I do see good fortune in the next 30 days for you. Anyway, we have the scythe. And, ooh, oh, this is interesting because we have the gentleman and the man. And I remember shuffling these cards, and when I saw the beetle and the man came out together, actually, which was interesting. And so I knew that they must be connected. Now we have the scythe and the gentleman. Now this could show that something is being cut away in regards to a gentleman in your life. So this could be a behavior. This could be something there. For some of you, if you have a partner who's had some problems, it might be that their problems are removed, or that they are somehow facing more good fortune, which therefore impacts you. Okay, so that's going to be for some of you. For others of you, this could also be somebody removed from your life, literally. And I don't want to scare you with that, because whatever this is, it's for your highest good. It's for the best of intentions for you in the long run. It's fortunate. So this could be like that annoying person that always comes into your work, and it's like you don't have to see them anymore. Like they'll go away or something. So some of you might be like that. Maybe there's like somebody, maybe someone will knock it off if you've had someone kind of annoying you or something like that. You know what I mean? So I definitely see, because it's fortunate. So again, I don't want you to sit here and be like, oh my God, my boyfriend will leave me, or, something like that. No, it's not that kind of energy. Okay. Now we also have the rat that came out next, which is interesting. Someone working against you behind your back, especially for some of you, if you do have kind of this masculine energy that is kind of sly, sneaky, type of energy. In fact, actually, you might have a win over this person, or somehow this energy might be handled very nicely for you over the next 30 days, okay? We also have an announcement coming, and let's see, what's the announcement? Ooh, this is quick. This could happen very quickly in the next 30 days. The writer usually brings, things to the forefront really quickly. It's news, letters, and so on and so forth. This might be in regards to your home. And the snake. Let's see. Ooh, this is interesting. The Rider, the House, and the Snake. So this can talk about news that comes to your home, and this news can kind of carry snake energy. Snake energy can be a bit stinky. You know, obviously snakes are poisonous and that sort of thing. So there might be some sort of, there could be an announcement that might cause a detour, perhaps. Or this might be about, let's say, it might be a little bit of a setback in this case, but this might also represent this person in your life as well. Maybe it's like some sort of news about them. In fact, let me see. Who is this? How do they feel? Let's see. How do you feel about this news? How will group number 1 feel about such news? Oh, you're fine. Okay. So this is actually probably more of a good thing. I wanted to see how you would feel about it because that might give me a little bit more context, obviously. And with the tree here, you feel rooted, you feel grounded, you feel strong, fine. You feel okay. This is something good. Maybe it's something that you've been afraid of. You know what I mean? Think about the snake, maybe things that could be like, maybe you're worried about a situation, but actually the situation will be fine. It will be stable. It will be secure as well. So there might be, this could come in the form of letters as well. Unexpected things as well, like maybe some unexpected news, but it's all fine. Like, it's like you feel fine about it. With the tree, like there's stability and all that sort of energy, you know, encompassed in this energy. So I would say you'll take it fine. It's no big deal. And in fact, actually, it might be a better thing. I really do feel like some of you are dealing with some sort of negative energy of a person in particular, and that's going to be cut away out over the next 30 days from the time that you watch this. Wait. Oh my goodness, sorry. Let's see. Bouquet. Yeah. And things seem much nicer and smoother. Okay, so with that being said, let me see. What energy should group number 1 really sink into for the next 30 days? What kind of energy? The 2 of Wands. And what kind of energy should they avoid? The Hermit. Okay, so avoiding, obviously the Hermit, avoiding being a hermit. Don't try to pull yourself away. Don't be too introspective. Don't be too much inside your head. Try to take yourself outward. Look at how he's looking over the horizon. Don't, especially if this person, look at the snake imagery again. So even if there is a toxic situation or person in your life, it's like, try not to let that hold you back and not let you feel controlled by it. You know what I mean? Like, and again, with the Hermit, this might be like very inward energy, like where you're just not, you know, going out. Like, I definitely feel like you should go out. You should take chances. Don't be afraid. Don't let your fears hold you back this month, for real. Okay. Look ahead. Look at what all the possibilities are with the 2 of Wands, because I feel like you should be in an optimistic energy. Like the world's your oyster. Okay. But sitting inside or ignoring, you know, the call to destiny or your feelings or your intuition or your drives, it's not going to help you over the next 30 days. Okay. And I don't feel like most of you will stay in that energy. It's just like kind of a heads up just in case. But yeah, overall, I see a lot of growth and just a lot of advice here about really just feeling grounded and feeling secure enough to make change. You know what I mean? And changing as it comes. Even with the tree, we think of like something very slow growing, right? It doesn't grow the fastest, but there's progress each and every day, a little bit of progress. And I feel like you guys are making progress as well. So that is your reading for the month, you know, the next month, I guess, the next 30 days. I wish you the very, very best, okay? Take care of yourselves. Lots of love. If you want a personal reading with me, you can do that through my Etsy link in the description box. I also, you know, do have you know, a membership area where you can join and get some exclusive videos and stuff like that. But anyway, lots of love to you guys. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, my friends. So if you chose group number 2, you've chosen this card, Spontaneous, which, oh my gosh, isn't it beautiful? It's gorgeous. I love this deck. Oh my goodness, it's probably my favorite. The Spontaneous card, well, obviously it holds the energy of being spontaneous creating experiences, unexpected energy, impulsive energy. It's not where everything is planned step by step, but it, encompasses this idea of maybe a little bit of chaos, but I think it'll be fun and exciting. The intention here with this card is avoid plans and routines, be fresh and new, do something unexpected and out of the ordinary, be bold, okay? And spontaneity, what was I saying? Spontaneity is a gateway through which your purpose can emerge, a moment of relaxation when the truth will show itself. And isn't that the truth? That oftentimes our best ideas come in spontaneous moments. It's not when we're forcing ourselves. It's not when we're hard on ourselves. I have to have this idea. I have to come up with something. I have to come up with a solution. And oftentimes when we're in that energy of just like feeling a lot of pressure to perform is when we have the most problems, right? So I feel like Spirit's definitely encouraging you to really take the next 30 days with spontaneity, with, a sense of the unknown, with a sense of mystery about you, just letting things unfold. Don't feel like you have to have everything scheduled out, you know what I mean? Taking chances, taking risks. We have commitment here, as well as origin, the horseshoe, the knot, and the butterfly. Okay, so let's see. We've obviously got some good luck, which we'll look at in a moment. We also have unsuccessful plans. I think with unsuccessful plans and spontaneous is that I feel like here, don't feel stuck in one way of doing things, especially over the next 30 days. I really want you guys to take things as they come. There may be things that do not work out the way that you want, but it's okay to kind of switch things at the last minute, or in fact, I think for some of you that might be a blessing. It might end up being better than you thought. It's sort of like, during Easter, as an example, I had one idea to make something, and then it turned out that I forgot something, so I had to kind of switch my plans around. But guess what? Everyone ended up liking what I made, even though I ended up making something totally different from what I originally envisioned. And so, you know what I mean? Silly example, I know, but still, oftentimes in life we can find that, we can switch course and stuff like that. And I feel like that's sort of the deal. And I feel like spontaneity and just kind of having that acceptance of that energy is really going to help you, because when you have an unsuccessful plan, you're not going to be battered by it. You're not going to think, oh, I'm a failure. I suck. This sucks. You know what I mean? You're not going to fall into that energy. You're just going to be like, okay, well, I'm just going to change things up and try it a little bit differently. And I think for a lot of you, that's going to be really helpful. And then butterfly, a change for the better. And that's the other thing too, is that understand that you will have the intuition, the instinct to really, especially the wolf there. I really think that you guys will be acting upon instinct. And that's what you're encouraged to do, is on those instincts, really act upon them, because I think it's going to change you for the better. I feel like here with the butterfly, I want to say that like, when you have those unsuccessful plans, you're going to pivot, and it's going to actually be a better deal, right, than maybe what you originally planned, okay? So that's something to think about. We also have the commitment, binding, obstruction, and contract. I feel like some of you actually might be starting a new commitment of some kind, and I won't say that it's a relationship per se, because commitments can come in all kinds of different things. Obviously we can make commitments in contracts with work as an example, or a job, or a loan or something like that. But I do feel like here, for some of you, you might want to avoid commitments. Some of you might be feeling like sort of being like free and not really tied down as well. With here, the lady in the clover. Some of you might be committing to a garden, I will say, with the clover and the origin card and the commitment. Some of you might be making that commitment to really make something happen for this season. But with origin here, we have initiation, creativity, and vitality. And that's the other thing I'm going to tell you. I feel like that commitment card, again, is kind of bringing through that main theme that I saw, which is about being spontaneous. When you feel like pressured, like look at this guy, his face does not look too happy, he looks frustrated. When you confine yourself, you know what I mean, and you think I only can do it this way, or I can't have it at all, that's not going to get you anywhere when you keep yourself in a box like that. You know what I'm saying? And I've done that many times in my own life, where I thought, well, it has to look like this, or then it's not, I can't do it. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be successful. It's not going to be this, blah, 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 blah. And then, you know what I mean? And then I get things put off, for too long. Even like, I remember thinking back to like, in the early days of the tarot community on YouTube and like pick a card readers. And some of them had like the worst phones. I remember there were some people that would like literally film like with one hand on their phone, it looked like, to their cards. And you know what? And I remember thinking like, oh, mine needs to look all nice and all this and all that. And then I'd see them getting views and I'm like, but they don't, like, people aren't too focused on that. They just want the message, you know what I mean? Like, why am I being a perfectionist about this? And then, you know, I held myself off like by a year and a half at least, because I was being so picky and confining myself to like, I gotta have this, I gotta have that, I gotta look like this, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And, you know, I'm sure that you have instances in your life where you've done the same thing. And I feel like over the next 30 days, there's some sort of instance of this, where it's like, just start it where you can, do what you can. Start it. Just do it. You know what I mean? Maybe it's like you can't get that exact thing. Maybe it's like, you know, you want to open a business, but you can't get that exact location. Okay, well, what could you do instead? You know what I mean? Maybe there's a way to get your foot in the door. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind. We also have good luck. And so I want to see what kind of good luck is coming to group number 2 over the next month. Oh, this is interesting. Ooh, child and cross. Well, actually, the thing about it is if you have a heavy beginning of something, you might actually have more luck than you think. Listen to advice too, by the way, because you might find that advice is good. You might get some good advice. But this almost feels like a heavy beginning, like something that you want to start, but it takes a lot of effort as well. And you might actually have more luck than you think in this situation. Also, if your child is having a problem, of course, this could indicate that there's some sort of solution or something good there. Again, birds can indicate gossip, talking, and that sort of thing, communication. So again, it could come through in that way. But you actually, where you might have been feeling the heaviest, you might find a new energy kind of flowing through, where it's not as heavy, it's not as burdensome. And it might feel like you are yourself feeling a little bit more spontaneous and not really feeling heavy and weighed down by things, you know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm getting here. Okay, so group number 2, next 30 days from the time that they watch this video. Well, son of a gun. Let's see here. Stillness. We have Aquarius on that card, and we've got deal. That's Capricorn right there. Interesting, Saturnian energy. Some of you might be going through a Saturn transit over the next 30 days. Maybe some of you are dealing with a Saturn transit. Anyway, but that's interesting. We have that card stillness. So let me see. I want to kind of look into this one. Oh, you know what? This book is something else. It doesn't have things in the right order. It's really irritating. I really love this deck, but it's really got things in a weird order, like the way it's written out or whatever. Like, I wish they had numbers on the cards so then I could easily look up the meaning. I would say that's probably the only thing that I find annoying about this. 86. No, that's not the right one. I'm trying to find this animal, like heron. Okay, it's a heron. Okay, probably that's what it is. Okay, there we go. Sorry. So as the heron strikes and plucks a fish from the water, the splashes of chaos take over and ripple out. Stillness may be the calm before the storm. Alternatively, the ripples of someone else's chaos may be threatening to surge into your world. That's the shadow part of it, which, of course, you can decide what you commit to in that way. And with commitment here, too, is like, what are you committing to? What are you making a deal with the devil for? Do you know what I mean? So some of you might be on the shadow side looking at that over the next 30 days. But also, The heron is a symbol of grace and transcendence above the mundane world. A heron on the ground is associated with the earth and waters around them, but as they take flight into the boundless air, they transcend the physical. If you've been too grounded in the material and focused on the physical, then this card urges you to look higher. If the bodily reality of a situation is too definite and painful right now, focusing on mental journeys might be safe and healing. Out-of-body experiences, visualization, and higher consciousness may be calling to you as ways to get through the present situation. And that's really interesting too, because for some of you, I really do feel like some of you are pausing and trying to reevaluate what deals you are making, you know what I mean, in life. Are you sacrificing for certain things here, you know what I mean? And and this is like the God of the old world, right? This one. So a change for the better. Some of you might be really looking at how to let go of the deals of the past, or the commitments of the past, or the things that have like kind of, and starting new. And I feel like this energy is going to be really prevalent for you, okay? This card is a pact or promises to be made. It is a sign of bondage to a person, institution, or cause. The goat is highly adaptive and resilient. Goats are excellent climbers and browsing grazers, making them hardy animals. They're agile in difficult terrain and able to surmount great natural obstacles. The deal card may symbolize a dependable contract able to withstand significant changes and challenges. This card may also be emblematic of a partnership, marriage, or union which has seen tough times but always manages to overcome difficulties. Absolutely. And that's totally Saturnian energy right there. Just making it through. You know what I mean? Actually, like in astrology, like Saturn, Venus as an example, is one of the most prevalent thing that you'll see in long-term couples. A friend of mine did a study on that, and he looked at many, many charts of long-term marriages, and we're talking like, I think he did 7 or 8 plus years married, not counting how long they'd been together. And, or then when they made the commitment, you know what I mean? Whether that's, a traditional wedding or however that is, you know what I mean? Basically people had been together a long time. And that was the most prevalent thing between two people, was Saturn, Venus. But also other Saturnian things too, because Saturn's longevity. But that's interesting because it can talk about how you can overcome, you know what I mean? And of course here, even with unsuccessful plans and spontaneous energy, it's like, I feel like you guys are going to be really overcoming, is what I get. Okay, so with that being said, let's see. What energy will they be in over these next 30 days? The Six of Swords, you're moving forward. Yeah, you're moving forward. You aren't... and the beautiful thing about the Six of Swords is, of course, she's riding over these waves, this storm, and there's a sunshine promise there on the other end. So it's like you're just riding through, you know what I mean? I think that you will... you're actually in a pretty good energy, I want to say. What energy is there to avoid? The Magician. This could be about putting too much... okay, the Magician, of course, is very skilled, all right? But this could also be that feeling of needing to conform to a certain way. Like, I always have to perform like this, or everything has to be so-and-so. It has to be magical. It has to be perfect. It has to be, that sort of thing. So I definitely would say to avoid that. Obviously, with the Magician too, he can be a bit of a trickster. So again, being direct might be helpful for you as well. And then let me see what blessings are coming through for my oracle. What blessings will be coming through? We've got family, happiness within the family. And we also got winner. The odds are in your favor. So actually with good luck and winner, I definitely feel like you might win something over the next 30 days. You might find a good win coming your way. Whether it's, like a lottery or, a giveaway of some kind. But it also could be something just turning in your favor. And something coming out the way that you want, and you feel like it's luck. You're like, man, this is lucky. And then, of course, with family, happiness within the family. And even with origin there, too. That might be something where you're really focusing on your family and all that sort of thing. So that is what I'm seeing for those of you that chose group number 2 for the next 30 days. I really do hope that this was helpful for you. I wish you the very, very best, and take care, okay? Bye-bye. Hello, my friends. So if you've chosen group number 3, these are the two cards. You actually had 2 cards that came out, Divinity and Unity, but you chose Divinity, obviously. But it also had that secret card behind it. So, okay, let's see. So the next 30 days, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you guys, I do feel like you guys are very spiritual out of the groups I've read so for so far. And not to say that the other groups are not spiritual, but I feel like you guys actually have a very spiritual path over the next 30 days. With divinity, you might find yourself drawn to a specific god, goddess, deity of some kind. You might be feeling very spiritual. You might be drawn to, finding and discovering new spiritual knowledge. I do feel like there might be times of meditation or spiritual insight that flows through. What's interesting too is that we have unity. So you actually might be really bringing unity in your life. You might be spending time with like-minded people as well, or finding a good group to be with, or something like that. Of course, this also can talk about diversity, equality, and connection as well. We are only strong as we are united, as weak as we are divided. And so I feel like there must be some sort of theme surrounding relationships and, that sort of thing. Now we also have Target, a goal-oriented person, Wheel, and Vase. We have Stubbornness and Trap. Ooh, okay, so these cards really are showing up like a shadow possibility in a lot of the groups, actually, interestingly enough. I really feel like that's how Spirit brought it through this time. With Stubbornness and Trap, I want to say that stubbornness might be something that gets you in a trap, okay? Now, what's funny, wow, this is weird. So 77 and 78 are the numbers on these cards. So those are progressive numbers, right? We see growth. And I want to tell you that stubbornness will trap you from growth over the next 30 days. With unity here, I'm kind of feeling here like, especially when it comes to other people, there might need to be certain compromises made. There might need to be certain alliances made as well. It might be a time where you know what I mean? Maybe it's like you need help, but you're too shy to ask or something like that. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. You know what I mean? Unity is going to go far for you over the next 30 days, okay? We have a goal-oriented person, so I feel like you in the next 30 days will be very goal-oriented. Tell me about the goals. Oh, these might be actually quite hard challenges. Okay, for some of you, maybe you have a goal of buying a home or moving. Some of you, because the house is there. But these might be very internal goals as well. They might be something that you haven't told anyone, but the house can be kind of private. So maybe it's something that you haven't really said much about to anyone. But of course, with the mountain here, it makes me feel like, it feels like you are challenging yourself to like a big goal. Or that there's something that's in you where it's like maybe it feels insurmountable in some way, but I think you're making progress. You might be also there might be something to do obviously with the home in this as well. So this could be like working from home or business or something from home or doing something like that. You might be going towards something like that or desiring that. But yeah, it feels like you have a goal here. And of course, in the mountain, like I said, it might be a little bit difficult in your eyes. You know what I mean? Maybe it's a big goal. So of course, that might also mean that it's something that you're working on internally. Now, what's the outcome here with the goal-oriented energy? With clouds here. Okay, I'm going to tell you what I see. So we have the wheel here, and it says indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. Okay, so that was the next card. Now, with the goal here, and then the mountain coming up, and then now I'm kind of asking about everything else here, I kind of feel like there is a little bit of a hang-up that you might be experiencing in terms of it. With indecisiveness and allowing your life to ramble aimlessly, I've had that card show up for me before in previous, month-to-month readings. And I remember it was times where I wasn't really making any firm decisions. It's like I knew I had something to do, but I didn't really know how to go about it. Or I feel kind of like, oh, this is bigger than me or bigger than what I'm capable of mentally right now to figure out. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like maybe like imagine if you're starting a business and there's like all these rules, regulations, you got to research that, you got to research this, blah, 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 blah. It gets confusing, you know what I mean? And so for some of you might be floundering a little bit in terms of that. For some of you also, you might find yourself as well with clouds and gentlemen. So this could be like a confused gentleman. For some of you, obviously, if you identify with the gentleman card, this could mean that you yourself are a little bit indecisive, you know, a little bit confused, a little bit uncertain. For some of you, it's like you want that goal, you crave that goal, but you don't know what it is yet, and you're trying to figure it out. Or again, you might be confused about how to go. You know, you have a goal, you want it, but like, how do you get to it? You know what I mean? Like, how do you make that happen? How do you get into that position? So some of you might be really, you know, kind of on that kind of journey over the next 30 days. I will say that with the clouds and the gentleman, I would say watch out for flaky gentlemen as well. I got the clover here. This could be also the energy of somebody who's kind of opportunistic or not serious. Especially for those of you, a few of you, okay? A few of you that think that it might be there's another energy there that's kind of holding you back, like another energy that kind of makes you indecisive. It's almost like, oh, I want to be with you. Or, like, I mean, even in a love relationship, let's say, like maybe you have like a, you know, oh, I want to move in together, I want to be there. And then your like plans are on hold because you think that you're going to get together or something like that. That's not, obviously, I know that's a very specific story, but it's kind of like giving me those type of vibes. It's sort of like, if you're waiting on somebody else for something, stop doing it. You know what I mean? Maybe in some way with unity, this is about also finding the right people. You know what I mean? Aligning with the right people. Now, what's interesting is we have secret admirer. So I know that some of you might really like this card showing up because you're like, oh my goodness, who, what, who, what, when, where? Okay, so let's see. Secret admirer. Who is the secret admirer for group number 3? Ooh, we have tree and house. That's funny, tree house. Maybe that indicates somebody from childhood or youth. Okay. This also could be somebody who lives in your vicinity. But of course, with tree and house, we see someone sturdy and stable. Those are the two keywords, obviously, that are coming to mind. It also makes me feel like somebody who you've known intimately on some level, or that you've spoken to, or they've been to your house, or you've been to their house, or you've opened up to each other quite deeply. Of course, with the tree, we can see someone kind of like I said, a sturdy body. That's what I would tell you. Like, this person has a sturdy body type. You know what I mean? Like, they are definitely a sturdier type of person. With the tree, of course, this can be somebody that is health oriented as well. Okay. And we can talk about, like, yeah, somebody who likes health, medical, holistic things as well, but usually a very, like, kind of enlightened type of personality as well. And then, of course, with the house or home, we can see somebody who's very protective and confident, maybe a little bit calm. I wouldn't say this person's super loud about it. They might be very content, you know, where they're at, grounded and solid, a little bit conservative by nature as well. So they might not be the kind who's forthcoming exactly. They could be a little bit of a homebody or introvert as well. So that might be kind of the energy you're dealing with. On a physical, like I said, level, stocky, square-shaped, wide shoulders, sturdy, well-built. These are sort of the attributes that the person could have, okay? And will there be a confession over the next 30 days from the secret admirer? Will there be a confession? I want to say probably not. Okay? I don't think for a lot of you this person's going to come out with it. At least not in the next 30 days. I don't think so. It's almost like somebody who's repetitively, just secretly admiring you. Because the whip can hold repetitive energy. So it's almost like somebody who's like, And let's see here. Let's see. Do you like your secret admirer? Does group number 3 like their secret admirer? Sometimes we, coffin. Uh-oh. I'm not sure if you even like this person. You might not even notice them with the coffin. Look at, she's just laying down and sleeping. So I kind of wonder if you're not even aware of this person or aware of their energy. Of course, you know, with secret admirers, we don't even know. Like, it could be the person that we see at the gas station when we fill up our tank. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be. You may not know this person that intimately, actually. Especially, well, you know, with the home, it makes you think that they're not far from you. I would definitely tell you that this is somebody in your vicinity. So this is not like an online connection. This isn't something like that. This feels like somebody in your vicinity. You know what I mean? That you go somewhere near your home or something like that. Like I said, the gas station or the supermarket or somewhere out and about. Could be the gym for some of you, by the way, because of the gym energy I was seeing with the whip in the tree. So it could be like a local gym if you go as well. There might be someone just admiring you. But again, I don't know if you know this person. With the coffin, I kind of feel like you're not even aware of this person. Like they just kind of like watch you quietly. They're just attracted to what they see type of thing. Actually is more of the energy I'm getting for the majority of you. Like I said, for some of you, it might be someone you're a little bit more intimately connected to. But I would say that, and if that's the case, some of you might know, and you already know you're not interested in that person, by the way. But they're secretly admiring you. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm getting there. Okay, now I want to get into the last bit I want to do, which is what energy will be prevalent over the next 30 days. I got the King of Pentacles. And what energy should be avoided? The Chariot. The Chariot, obviously, in terms of energy that should be avoided, one-track minds. Like I told you initially, I do feel like, you know, the Chariot wants to break through the barrier and it wants to go forward. And for some of you, it's like, with the stubbornness and the trap, it's almost like, if you only kind of think of that one way to move forward, you might find stagnation in certain areas where you're feeling indecisive. But overall, I think your energy is actually quite nice and calm. I think you're very grounded for the most part with the Knight of Pentacles. It might tell me that you are focused on, you know, your finances, on your stability, on your, you know, earthly life. Like it's just like a lot about chores and, you know, things that you need to do, responsibility that you have, and so on and so forth. I think they're important things too. With the key around the neck makes you think that they're important, but some of you might be very work focused in particular. Focused on work, focused on, you know, gardening as an example, or focused on earthly things as well. I just feel like some of you are going to have a really hard time making a decision this month. I will tell you that. Over the next 30 days, I would expect maybe a little bit of confusion in regards to how to do things, but that's all right. You know what I mean? I feel like with divinity and unity as well, it's like with the correct spiritual, algorithm, you're going to find your spot. And I do, like I said, feel that you are very spiritual this month. You are, you know, able to connect with a higher power. And I definitely feel like some of you, a lot of you actually, will have signs with deities that are kind of calling to you to work with them. So check that out. But anyways, that's what I'm seeing for you guys. I really, really hope this helped, and lots of love, okay? Take care and bye-bye. Hello, my friends. So if you chose the card Joyous, this is your reading. I feel like over the next 30 days, you will find a lot of joyous energy. What's interesting is that there's a wonderful quote from Carlos Santana in this particular card. And it says, if you carry joy in your heart, you can heal at any moment. That's a quote from Carlos Santana. And I want to say that for many of you over the next 30 days, many of you might be actually celebrating a birthday, by the way. I think some of you might be. But I do feel like you're looking at the world in a very optimistic light. I do feel like a lot of you are going to be in the energy of optimism. You're going to be feeling pretty good. I think that there will be a lot of joyous energy in your life, like just more happier, optimistic energy. I feel like things are moving forward in your life, and there's plenty of good things to be had over the next month from the time that you watch this. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to put them, yeah, whatever. Why did I do that? There we go. Let's just keep it like this. I don't know, I'm rearranging them. Okay, so let's see here. Some of you might have a passionate reconciliation over the next 30 days. You know, it's the kind of thing where you have that reconciliation and then suddenly it's like, oh, too much passion. For some of you, that might be the case. But yeah, okay, let's see here. We've got to pay attention to your work. So I will say, you know, obviously at the time I'm recording this, we have a retrograde going on. And I always say when this card comes out, it often comes out when I do 6-month readings in the area around Mercury retrograde. Funnily enough, it's like very common for this card to come out. Like, it's so weird because I do so many 6-month readings for people, and it's just like uncanny how often that will come out, and it'll be like, oh, it's a retrograde around this time. So of course, you know, double checking, paying attention, staying aware, staying grounded, not letting your mind wander off and then you screw up or whatever. For some of you, it might be, you know, paying attention to your work, literally just making sure that, you know, that email got sent, you didn't miss that thing in spam, that sort of thing, right? With the fox here, you might need to be a little bit more sly in how you approach things. You might have to keep your eyes on the ball, as an example. And some of you might have to be very adaptive, you know what I mean? In a way, when it comes to things. Because if you think about the fox, it's a very adaptive energy. It's, you know, able to kind of handle change and so on and so forth as well. And of course, this can be about investigating further, being prepared, being alert, and all that sort of thing. So yeah, it's almost like looking ahead type of energy. Like, pay attention to your work, look ahead. You know, make sure that you're not missing out on something. Okay, we also have a woman showing up prominently as well. So dealing is a relationship with a woman. So let's see anything we can about the energy of a woman. Oh, we have the fox here once again. Ooh. Some of you might get communications from a sneaky woman. This can be a little bit untrustworthy, okay? Some of you might get some untrustworthy message, letter, email, text, something like that. I would say, what's the deal here? I would put distance. Some of you might be, I wonder if someone might try to reconnect with you or reach out to you that maybe hasn't been the most trustworthy person in the past. I kind of feel here with the mountain and the child, if you've moved on from a specific connection with a woman, whether it was a friendship that went wrong or, you know, whatever it may be, a relative falling out or something like that, I actually feel like the advice, because this is advice right here, mountain and child, it's almost like putting distance between you and this person, or maybe it's, again, not going back. You know, that's behind you, child's new energy. So it might be like, you just keep following that new energy of that you've been seeking, you know what I mean, rather than going back, because I kind of feel like there might be ulterior motives here. We also have that great passion card. So I love that because of the joyous card. And look at how I kind of moved it on accident, like, you know what I mean? Just like moving things around, and it's like under joyous. And so one thing I will tell you is that you might be really exploring passions over the next 30 days. Oh, we have the fox and the gentleman. So this might be, maybe you're slyly connecting with some person. Okay, we can talk about seduction as an example. Okay, some of you might be in seduction mode or whatnot. If there has been a difficulty in love, like someone could try to reconcile with you. So for some of you, you might get the reconciliation from the past. You know what I mean? Maybe someone was a liar or a cheater, or, you know, did something that was shitty to you or something like that. You might find that they might come back around, okay, and want to reconcile. And so even, oh yeah, snake, watch out for that, okay? If someone comes back around this time, I want to tell you that they might not be there might be some venom, you know what I mean, that might come out. And for some of you, especially where it's great passion, it might be that you feel like really passionate about this person, or maybe you guys had a really good vibe, a good physical vibe or something like that, but it might be something that you need to, you know, kind of watch out for. With confinement and protest as well, if you have to, especially for those of you specifically, this is a specific message, so please don't apply this to all of you. Some of you, this might not resonate, but with confinement and protest, if you felt like you had to, you know, be in emotional jail because you had a differing opinion or something like that, you know, that's something to watch out for, right? Choose joy, okay? And for some of you as well, you might be very up in the arms about some sort of political movement or news or something like that too. Some of you might find yourself in a protesting type of way, you know, like where you want to protest something as well. And you actually might meet somebody through that, even. we have the Garden Child and Lady. I still feel here like with confinement as well, on some level with like the world events or whatever you might find yourself annoyed about or whatnot with the protest card. With the Garden Child and Lady, for some of you might find somebody in your life over the next 30 days who has similar beliefs. On the other hand though, with Garden Child and Lady, I kind of feel here like you might meet new people, or as well, this might be about letting yourself focus on the things that don't worry you, that don't confine your mind. If you've been noticing a certain topic plaguing you and you're just like, oh, this pisses me off, or I don't like seeing this in the world, or I don't like this, or I don't like that, take a step back, because actually I feel like Spirit wants you to choose joy. And if you find something is confining your thoughts and it's like you're not able to think about something else, or you're not able to redirect your energy, definitely try to take yourself to joyous places, towards new places, towards positive things. This might be with social media, with the Garden Child. This might be, you know what I mean, switching things up with what you look at. Even myself, sometimes I'll have to turn off like certain things because I just don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? And it's just like something I need to break from temporarily, at least. So, yeah. And what else here? Let's see what blessings are coming your way with my Oracle deck. I didn't do this for all the groups, by the way. With my blessings cards. Oh, we've got career here. New opportunity in work. Especially pay attention to your work. That seems likely. Oh my goodness. I'm going to get one more. Ooh, someone is confessing. Okay, that's funny. Because of that great passion reconciliation. I wonder if someone's been hiding their feelings for you and they're finally going to confess exactly what they think and feel, and you know, all that sort of thing. And maybe even with that fox energy, maybe for some of you it's not a liar. And like I told you before, I don't want to like, you would know, you know what I mean, if it was such an energy. But this is almost like maybe somebody who's been hiding, and then they're going to confess. We also see confessions from other type of people. It doesn't just have to be romance. It could be, again, that person coming back around to apologize or something like that. They might confess their real feelings or how they really thought, or, you know, these sorts of things. And then, of course, we have a cozy evening. So I would expect that you can have some beautiful evenings in the next 30 days. And also career, new opportunity in work. So I think that work should be good. And it feels like, even with pay attention to your work, this might literally mean that you are paying attention to your work. You know, like you're focused on it. Like that's where your mind's at. And I would say something good at work will happen over the next 30 days. Now, what else? I want to ask about what energy you should, you know, really encompass. And what energy should you let go of? What energy should they let go of? Okay, there we go. I wanted to see, sorry, I know that some of you might be like, oh my God, you didn't pick that card up, but I wasn't finished asking, so I don't like that when that happens. That's the way I read, okay? Anyway, Ten of Swords, what should you avoid? Defeatism. Ten of Swords, it's like when you feel defeated, when you feel like, you know, for some of you, this could be like, don't go back to difficult situations. Look at this. He's an older man. He's looking into the eyes of an owl, which represents wisdom. So this might be like, you know what I mean? Not getting stuck with the Ten of Swords, like where you have all the swords in your back, not put yourself in old bad situations. Okay. And also not to feel defeated by past failures or disappointments. With the Wheel of Fortune here, we have the embodiment of change. We have the embodiment of exploration and change and luck and like, fate and so on and so forth. So to me, this feels like embracing change with an open heart, embracing luck, embracing different things. You might embrace also, you know, shifts and changes, you know what I mean, generally. It might be that sometimes the month isn't the most stable, but you just take it as it comes, you know what I mean? That can be the energy of the Wheel of Fortune. So anyway, with that being said, I wish you all the very, very best. I will stop here, and I hope that this reading was helpful for you. If it was, you know, give me a thumbs up, a comment if you can. But otherwise, guys, take care. Have a lovely, lovely next 30 days, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye-bye.